sign of the sea.
No, I won't do it. I'm not criticizing you, Don Alejandro. I'm not condemning the others who have signed the oath. But why should I place myself and my family in jeopardy when I'm leaving here anyhow?
It is my father's position that you should not leave. At least not right now.
I'm glad your father is no longer with us, Alfredo. He could not have stood the spectacle of his son running from a fight.
I am not running from a fight, Don Alejandro. And I did not come here to argue. I have reached the time of life when a man wants peace, security, and contentment. This is no longer possible in California.
Was there ever a time when men could find security if they were not willing to fight for their rights?
Please. My mind is made up.
Do you not realize what you are doing? If you leave now, it is like making the first hole in the dike. Others may decide to leave also. We have worked and planned and built and dreamed. All of this is for our children and our children's children. How can we surrender it without even a fight?
These are the same arguments you gave me 6 months ago. And each day, things have become worse instead of better.
Let me tell you one thing. Things will never get better anywhere if people try to run from their problems.
Perhaps things would get better here if all the landowners stood united.
Then it is your thought that we would take the law into our own hands?
Absolutely not. I am leaving here tomorrow for Monterrey. I will ask the governor to give us official recognition. We will stand as an army, but without uniforms. We will be ready to defend our home, our country, and our king against any enemies, from without or from within.
We are so far from Spain, and it is so difficult for His Majesty to send reinforcements that it seems that this is the only real solution.
I just hope I am not signing my own death warrant.
You will not be sorry, Don Alfredo. We will stand together, all of us. You know, there are other men who are signing oaths like this in San Diego, Santa Barbara, Buenaventura, and elsewhere.
Shall I take this to the library, Father?
Sí, por favor.
Con permiso.
I will take the signed petition with me to Monterrey. But Diego will have a list of all of those who have signed. And in case of any great emergency while I'm gone, he may call all of you together.
Did you come through the entrance in the sala? You must be more careful, Bernardo. Even though my father is not at home, there are still the servants. Sergeant Garcia.
Oh, there you are, Don Diego.
Well, Sergeant, this is an unexpected pleasure.
Si.
Won't you step inside?
Gracias.
Be seated, Sergeant. Well, to what do we owe the honor of this visit?
I'm the bearer of good news, Don Diego. You are about to have company.
Well, that is good news. Who's coming?
It is His Excellency, Senor Jose Sebastian de Varga, the new administrador for the southern area of California. He's on his way now.
He's coming here to visit me?
Si.
Well, thank you for bringing me the information, Sergeant. I shall endeavor to receive him properly. What, do you think I could persuade him to remain for dinner?
Si, I think so.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I will go and inform the servants. Oh, will there be others?
Don Diego, there's a little something I think I should explain to you. The administrador wants a hacienda while his house in town is being repaired. And just think, Don Diego, of all the many fine haciendas in the area, he chose yours.
Let me see if I understand you, Sergeant. Do you mean to tell me that the administrador intends to come here and take over this hacienda whether I want him to or not?
Oh, no, I did not mean to imply that.
But it's true, eh?
Si.
Well, Sergeant, I cannot allow this.
I'm sorry, Don Diego.
I will ask you to wait outside, and you can tell the administrador that if he wants this hacienda, he will have to come here and take it by force.
Please, Don Diego, do not take this attitude.
My father and my father's father have defended this place, and I will do the same.
Don Diego, how could you defend it? The administrador has all the soldiers at his command. We have no other choice.
Will you leave now, Sergeant, or do I start my defensive battle immediately?
I will wait outside if that is what you wish, Don Diego, but please put away that sword before you cut yourself.
You heard? What they This is it, Bernardo. No more pretense, no more masquerading. I'm going to fight this Diego de la Vega. I'm going to defend this hacienda, or I will die in the attempt. I know you heard. You mean we could eavesdrop on the administrado? You're right as usual, Bernardo. At least we can listen and learn the meaning of this. Right now, there are too many things we do not know.
I'm sorry, Don Diego, but the administrado is here. I thought I should tell you.
Oh, of course. I hope he finds our hacienda adequate.
Don Diego, this is His Excellency, Jose Sebastian de Varga. Your Excellency, this is Don Diego de la Vega. His Excellency is the new administrado for the southern area of California.
Pleasure. Your servant, senor.
May I present my secretary and associate, Juan Greco?
I trust that you will find this hacienda adequate to your needs. It is a great privilege having a man of your stature as our guest.
Quite impressive, Don Diego.
Gracias, senor. I should explain to your excellency that my father is away from home at the present time.
I know. I had the pleasure of meeting Alejandro de la Vega in Santa Barbara. He was going north as I was coming south. On his way to Monterey, I believe.
See?
To see the governor?
The point I was making, your excellency, is that you will be most comfortable in my father's room during his absence. If you will follow my man, he will show you to my father's room with the luggage. I should explain. He cannot hear or speak. Well, gentlemen, you must both be tired after your ride from the Pueblo. Shall we go into the library for a few moments and relax?
Gracias.
Please, be seated. Perhaps a glass of wine?
Thank you.
This is our own vintage. We're quite proud of it.
Gracias. Most excellent, Don Diego.
Gracias, senor. Will your excellency be with us long?
It may be for some time.
My father may be returning within a week or so.
That is all right. He will be welcome here.
Welcome in his own home.
Well, I do not believe the administrator meant it quite that way.
I meant it exactly that way. Please understand, Don Diego. It would be within my province to take over this hacienda and request that you and your father leave it. But I'm a reasonable man. You are more than welcome to stay on here, at least for the time being.
Well, the trouble, your excellency, is that my father may not be quite so reasonable. He might be more inclined to dispute your right to take over his home.
You mean he might be inclined to call on his friends and neighbors who fancy themselves to be soldiers? They might attack the administrado and the soldiers of the king.
I did not say that.
And it is just as well that you did not, for that might constitute treason.
There is no need to argue about the statements that a man does not make. You have a splendid library here, Don Diego. I had no idea so many books could be found in Los Angeles.
We're quite proud of it, senor. Many of these books have histories of their own.
I repeat myself. Your father will be welcome at this hacienda when he returns, so long as he recognizes that I am in charge here and reports himself accordingly.
If you gentlemen will excuse me, there are some things I must attend to.
Might it not be wise, Your Excellency, if we do not arouse young De La Vega unduly? He may be able to provide some opposition.
I asked for your advice, did I, Greco?
I merely...
I will not have you tell me what to do. You learn to do what is assigned to you, and you will be much better off.
See.
Do not be misled by snap judgments, impressions picked up on the spur of the moment. I know all about young De La Vega. He's a young popinjay, a great disappointment to his father. He will run from a fight if you give him half the chance.
That pompous, egotistical fool. Oh, really, this is too much. I can no longer live in the same house with a man like that and keep up this pretense of pacifism. I came within a half-inch of throwing him out the window. I have no proof, but I am sure the administrador is an agent of the Eagle. Oh, and we'd better get everything like this out of the room. There may be too many prying eyes around here, too many people snooping through drawers. Well, what is it, Corporal?
I just wanted to make sure you were in here before I took up my post.
Your post?
See, I have to stay with you at all times to protect you.
To protect me from what?
Just to protect you.
Well, you see? I'm a prisoner in my own house. It is my understanding that you assigned the corporal to stay with me at all times in order to protect me. Now, may I ask you the question he was unable to answer? Protect me from what?
I am sure the corporal is no specialist. He would protect you from anything that might present itself.
You must understand, Don Diego, that it would be very embarrassing for the administrado if anything should happen to you while he was occupying your hacienda.
Well, all this is most gratifying, but I would feel much more comfortable if I did not constantly have a soldier at my elbow. There is nothing personal in this, Corporal. It's just a question of principle.
If it bothers you, Don Diego, I will assign the corporal to stand guard outside the hacienda. After all, I am sure you are perfectly safe inside these walls. Corporal, you are hereby assigned to stand guard on the outside. Shall we adjourn to the library?
Oh, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I will speak to the servants and join you shortly.
It is not necessary, Don Diego. I have already instructed the soldiers to take over the menial chores of the hacienda.
But even this, Your Excellency, I will have to explain to the servants. That's strange, Bernardo. These are not clipped as were the others. But at least we know the administrado does work for the Eagle.
Sergeant,
Well, what is it?
this wine is for the administrado.
Well, take it to him then, in the library.
See, Sergeant. But you told me I should show you everything before I served it.
Those were the administrado's orders. Well, you've shown me, now serve it.
See. Then I'll come back and take away the dishes.
Well, Corporal,
Well, there you are, Sergeant. I was looking for you.
did you expect to find me sitting on top of the table?
No, Sergeant. But since I was looking in this direction, I thought perhaps there might be something left of that leg of mutton, but I don't see it.
Well, obviously, they ate it all up.
The bone, too?
What are you doing here anyway? You're supposed to be guarding Don Diego.
The administrado told me to stand guard outside the hacienda.
Outside? Follow me.
Sergeant!
See, Administrator.
There's a satchel on the stand, next to the highboy. Bring it in here.
Of course, Excellency. You are supposed to guard the outside of the hacienda, so go outside and guard. Outside!
I'm going to see what's going on in the library.
See, Administrator, I will personally remain on guard.
I warn you. You'll pay with your life if you make any more of these stupid mistakes.
Do you mean the satchel?
I told you not to let it out of your sight. Anyone could have picked it up.
But what would it mean to anyone?
Do not argue with me. Do not question me. And I tell you to do something. I want it done. Somehow, some way, we must find out who these men are who would make up Alejandro de la Vega's army. Well, say something. Don't just sit there.
Yes, remain here and watch. I'm going to the secret room.
Look for a moving panel or a loose board or any group of books that seem to be fastened together.
I've been all over this before and I haven't found a thing.
There are no loose boards in the floor that I could find. But I know these old haciendas and how they are built. Many of them have secret passageways, and almost all of them secret compartments to hide valuables.
Hey, slow down. You mean, you think they found the secret passages?
We will go over the entire hacienda, inch by inch, until we find what we want.
We cannot wait. Somehow we must stop them. Yes, come.
Old Don Alejandro claims to have a list of 50 men who are willing to die for their country.
How can you be sure he has the list? Perhaps he has the names all in his head.
Not 50 names. I'm sure he must have them written down somewhere. And if they are so willing to die for their country, we will soon oblige them.
I think I found something.
Look at this. Those things are not important now. Let us first get rid of our enemies. And we can pick up those ornaments by the bushel.
Maybe this is it. There's a list of names.
Drop the list. If you read one name from it, I will kill you. Damn it! Make no outcry, I warn you. Permit me to introduce myself. I am El Zorro. Take your bandas off and stand back to back.
Zorro! Guards! Guards! Zorro is in the cellar! I have him trapped! Capture him!
Help! Help me! Help!
Hold him, Don Diego! We are coming! Door is locked! Then bring it down!
He went over the balcony. Look, there he goes.
Whenever you gentlemen are ready, I will show you the rancho.
It would be a good idea if one of you vaqueros rode along with us.
Yes, acquaint us with the boundaries of your holdings and help to locate the cattle.
Oh, I just remembered. I have to write a letter to my father in Monterrey before the coach leaves today. Would you excuse me?
Well, if the vaquero comes along with us, we won't need Don Diego, will we?
Of course.
What's the matter? These are my father's papers, the ones that Zorro took from the library. Senor, I have one question. How much are you willing to pay? Meet me in Los Angeles as soon as possible. Have your answer and your money ready. Signed, the Eagle. Apparently, this is a letter that Senor Vargas received from the Eagle. You're right, Bernardo. This is not passed through the mails. Well, this can mean only one thing. Our pompous house guest is the eagle. But why did he come here personally? And there's no doubt about it. He is here to tighten the noose on us all. I'm afraid we have almost reached the hour of decision, Bernardo. Our lives, our fortunes, the whole future of California is at stake. Bernardo, I'm afraid a dozen Zorros could not stop these men. They're too well organized. We'll fight to the limit of our ability. We will do our best. No man can ask more than that, even of himself.